Hello. I think you got some sound now. The question is, why is it suddenly not behaving? Let's have a look. Well, I've gone and done it again, haven't I? Let's go have a look here. I just wanted a nice little chat. I thought I'd sit down, post yoga, have a nice little chat. Let's see how we're doing. Now, hello, Aaron Cross. Do we have any sound? Are you hearing me now? It's the new Chitty Cam, but for some reason, Aaron Cross, Jack Jastra, we can hear you. Good afternoon. Oh, Pac-Mom took a significant amount of damage from the storm. What storm? Should we be waiting for a storm? It's a Legend says, hi, Legend. Yes, you have sound. Okay, very good. Good. It's so weird. This whole setup is so strange to me because I swear to God, it's configured differently every single time. Every time I do this stream, I seem to have a different kind of I seem to have a very different kind of setup. I'll have to check. Anyways, I can hear everybody. So, tropical storm from last Tuesday. Oh, wow. Yes, sorry, I didn't know about that. Berkeley, thank you very much. Jack Jasper, thank you very much. Jack, what are you doing? You pay off those student debts. Don't be subscribing here. Fumbles McStupid missed us. Max is so amazing. How could this happen? Cal says with a certain amount of sarcasm, I imagine, from Cal. Let's move this little window here. Do we need our squirrel cam? My God, I'm exhausted. My wife and this damn yoga, it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary how much yoga can kill me at these days. Yes, Pac-Mom, I'm glad you are safe and sound. So the tropical storm hit you. Did you damage but not like what kind of damage are you talking about, Pac-Mom? I have missed all of you. 6 days without power, Pac-Mom. Oh my God. Holy moly. That really was. Polynomial had a big storm last night. Fumbles Big Stupid has missed us, apparently. It does feel like a very long time. When was the last time we streamed? It was probably Friday, I guess. Friday for the Tech Bandits. So, Pac-Mom, are you back up and running again now? An entire pole's broken in half and transformers blown and trees down. Holy moly. Yeah, I got back yesterday, Fumbles McStupid says. Yeah, well, be safe, Pac-Mom. Yeah, Polynomial looks like they got away with a little less of a storm. Friday the 7th based on the stream title. Is that right? Well, never go by the stream titles. Because I'm really bad at the stream titles. Baz is always reminding me that I've got to change them. For example, now, like today, Tech Bandits Friday, August the 7th. I've done it again. So I guess I'll change that now, won't I? Yes, I'm going to change that right now. I'm going to change that. Oh man, it's so funny. I sat down and I feel like I've just had all of my energy sucked out of me. Jane is so great about this yoga stuff and making me do it, but holy, I cannot get over it. How incredibly difficult it is for me to keep up with her on this stuff. And I'm used to more sort of cardiovascular kind of stuff. This is all like just pushing your poor little body to the limit. and my little body snaps like a twig. Snaps like one of Pac Mom's telephone poles. All right, it's Chitty Chat, right? Chitty Chat. Chitty Chatty Tuesday stream with Sunny Stargate Squirrel Cam. There we go. Just chatting. Sounds good. There we go. Change the name of the stream. Now I can attend my little chats here. Yoga's pretty extraordinary, but yoga, oh man, I can't, like the hot yoga thing, I can't even imagine that. Like I sweat so much already. Pac-Man, finally up after 6 days, they underestimated the tropical storm's wind force. I have video. I was stupidly outside saving tomatoes and got caught in a gust. Holy, Pac-Mom! Saving tomatoes. All right, what do we got? Bertley, thank you very much. And Bertley, thank you for the Hallie Drescher's subscription as well. Bronze Scale's back. Hello, Bronze Scale. Chitty Chat. Indeed, Steve's 68. So what's up? What's up with Beeps? Tomorrow, Tech Bandits. Any good video game news you've got to mention? What have I got so far? I should tell you what I've got. What I've got for the kids tomorrow. In my drafts, I'm working on. So every time I do a video, every time I do a stream with them, I try to put together a little video about what's about what we might talk about in case I get stuck and suddenly I find myself with a room full of 10 to 14 or 16-year-olds and not know what to say. So yeah, just again, COVID being good for video games is one of the pieces of news they're talking about. AI and game AI, the difference between artificial intelligence and what they call gaming, video game artificial intelligence. I thought that was kind of an interesting sort of. There's an interesting article about the difference between the two. I thought it was kind of cool that people are saying that NVIDIA might be releasing a 3080 GPU, which would just be insane. As Baz says, it's like you'd know people were going to fire before they even fire in the game. We got a fly in here. Oh, I know why, because I had a little accident yesterday. That's right. Sims 5. Yeah, I was just looking at some information, some leaks and cheat stuff from Sims 5, because we've got a couple of ladies from London who are big Sims 5's fan, or big Sims fans, I should say. And then I was looking for Roblox news, but I think I've used up all the Roblox news. The fact that they've given like $210 million away to developers, most of whom are actually teenagers, is pretty extraordinary to me. So I thought that was kind of neat. Quake was free to download all weekend, and Quake Champions. Quake, oh my god, that's going back a ways. Raining Thunder here from Ibrek. I would save the tomatoes too. We've got a few tomatoes. I'm not sure I would run out to save them in any way. I have to save them from the dogs, squirrels, and raccoons, but other than that, other than battling wildlife, I'm not sure I would actually battle nature. Mother Nature tends to win these things. Hope they have werewolves in this one. Oh, that would be cool, Maverick, wouldn't it? Oh, actually, that would be really good. They should have werewolves and vampires and not well, they probably glow if they were in Sims, wouldn't they? I have 3 varieties on the deck, and the wind was blowing them over, but after I got caught out there, taking flying debris, I decided it wasn't my wisest decision. Good thoughts, Pac-Bomb. Sims 3 has werewolves and vampires. Does it really? Oh, wow. David, you forgot to ask Baz about Alien Isolation I wanted to give him. Offset. He's probably on the stream. But thank you. How do you go about doing that? How does one obtain this Alien Isolation game for Baz? Baz, maybe, it's possible it may be too scary for Baz. We'll see. But thank you, Offset. There's too many things going on. I always forget something. I always let somebody, if not everybody, down at some point. So those are the list of things I had for video game related news. And then one of our kids is building a PC. And I'll tell you, I'm looking at PC parts. It's just kind of overwhelming what's out there now. Like I'm sure I know there's a difficulty getting a lot of these parts to places, but just the sheer amount of options out there is freaking just overwhelming for me. Maxwell 97, welcome hello fellow Earthlings. Indeed, are we? I'm just saying, Maxwell. I mean, speak for yourself. Some of us may be Earthlings. Are you catching the Perseid meteor showers? They should be peaking tonight. Pac Mom, I'll tell you about the meteor showers. Trying to watch meteor showers in Toronto is like just basically watching pollution across the city. You can't. I can never see anything. It's always about 3 a.m. in the morning. Lady Shelley has too much smoke around you. What does that mean? Fumbles McStupid was hoping to pack. Was hoping to. I see. Was hoping to see the things. Monkey Bacon. Morning to you. That would require going outside. Bertley, good point. Pac Bum. I can't remember the timing, but I remember there's one around 3 or 4 a.m. And frankly, the dog wakes me up early enough already. Oh yeah, that's why I used help from friends and some professional when I did my PC. Yeah, Aaron Cross. You really do need. The problem is, in a way, that the more people you have helping you build your PC, the more options you find there are for building the PC. I mean, everyone has a different opinion on this stuff, especially Cal. Hello, Cal. Wildfires. Ooh, in the mountains west of you. Well, as long as it stays in the west of you, Lady Shelley, be careful. Too much light pollution. Yeah, we're literally in the center of Toronto, so it's never particularly good for seeing starry stuff. Yeah. Oh man. Fumbles look stupid. I do have a dog. I have a dog indeed. A dog that is slowly becoming a part of our family. If I'm somewhat begrudging in my acceptance of it. Summer in Colorado, wildfire season. In-laws were evacuated for one of them. They were home and fine now. Good. Happy August to everybody from Dark Rogue. Is this the first time we've spoken since August? Or are we just hoping for a happy August? I mean, we've got COVID, we've got volcanoes, we've got impending elections in the States. I have a feeling it's going to be an interesting few months there. I have like a booked day today. So I should have come down earlier, but I've got at 3:00, we're a part of this CineQuest film festival. So CineQuest is where I think it was the only festival we attended or had time to attend or were inclined to attend. We went to the CineQuest Film Festival with Dog's Breakfast. We had such an amazing time. We loved the people who run this thing. And now Who You Know, which is this film that Jane produced, Jake Horowitz directed. I have a little part in it. And so we're doing a Q&A this afternoon at 3:00. So I'll try to find a link for you. I'll email Jane and see if she's got a link for me, or our director, and find out if he's got a link for us. And I'll put it in there. So if you want to join that Q&A, you are welcome to. The film is Who You Know. I think it's available on Apple and all those sort of things. Apparently I slept through it. My friends say they felt it though. Bertley, well, you've slept through what? Earthquakes. Oh, great. Unusual East Coast earthquakes. Is anything unusual in 2020 anymore? I was very close. Only the second earthquake I felt. Wow. Yeah, I've only felt very small ones. Weirdly enough, one of them that I remember almost more than any of them is one we had in Toronto when I was probably in high school. It was a very, very small tremor, but it was. I didn't even know we got earthquakes in Toronto. But I remember lying in bed as a kid, or as a teenager, and thinking like, that's really weird. It was like a truck drove by. And shook the house, but it was actually a Toronto earthquake apparently. Alien Invasion. Alien Invasion would be a welcome finish to 2020 at this point. Saw a photo of you with a longboard, red, white, made in California, and a helmet. You had a big smile. Do you recall the photo? Do you skateboard? I do remember that skateboard. That skateboard was bought for me by my my fabulous son for my 44th birthday, and I tried skateboarding for a while. I've reached a point where I realize there are some things I'm never going to be good at or do. And skateboarding, while I got away pretty much unscathed in my attempts to get into it, I realized that I was gonna hurt myself. So I actually stopped. I couldn't. I feel like I'm gonna break things, and I just don't need that. So I have. But I do have that gorgeous skateboard. That was a fantastic skateboard. And it was bought from, what was it called? Rip something or another. Rip Skate or something like that down in California. Like a really classic, old school, Dogtown skateboard company. And, I went in there and it was a bit like going into Was it Oleander's? The wand shop in it's like the wand shop in what's it called, in Harry Potter, where I went in and I was like, I'm here to buy a skateboard. My son is gonna buy me a skateboard for my birthday. And the guy sort of looked at me and said, when was the last time you skateboarded? And I said, well, 1972 or something like that. It was like in the 70s. He's like, okay. And then he pulled this board down. I said, oh, well, that's really nice. What about that one? And he looked and he came back to me and he said, you're never going to ride that skateboard. And I was like, oh, wow. So he basically picked all these parts for me and he carefully put this thing together. And it was like, it had the unicorn hair or whatever it was in it that he felt was right for me, and went with that. So yeah, I listened to the old skateboarder, and I got this great longboard that was fantastic. I used to skateboard with Baz to school when he was in kindergarten and senior kindergarten, and yeah, I had a few falls, but it was kind of great. It was something I was so envious of Jason and Joe about how they could just sort of like glide by on these skateboards. I never wanted to do it while I was shooting because I didn't want to fall down and break my arm, because then I would be an idiot. So I sort of held off until after that, and then after that I wanted to try it, and I did. So, but now I feel like I'm done. Did I see Country 3D? How are you, Country 3D? I am very good. And how are you? How are your streaming adventures going, Country 3D? Have you tried getting on a skateboard after years of not being one? Oh my gosh, I thought we were going to need an ER. Broke his wrist on his longboard. Now it's hanging in the garage. Yeah, that's basically where I knew I was going to go. So since you're on a sci-fi show, I've been meaning to ask you, what's your favorite conspiracy theory or something sci-fi you think may be possible? Transformers. I'm convinced that if we get visited by aliens, they're going to be more like Transformers than anything else, because no organic life could make it here. They're too far away. So, well, in my mind, I can't figure out how organic life would make it here. So I think it's going to be robots. And so my theory is that we're going to, maybe not Optimus Prime, but we're going to get some kind of cool Decepticon or Autobot kind of alien. So there you go. That's my one sci-fi thing for you. Although I'm sure there'll be many more. I have not had fun because you've been to the dentist. 2 fillings. Ugh, Jedi killer. Fillings. Ugh. Talk to Pac-Mom about that. What are they filling our teeth with now? It seemed to go from silver to porcelain and then back to silver or gold or whatever it is again. Not silver. Gold. Sounds like a nice holiday. Sorry to hear about the need for dental care. There you go. Skynet. Skynet's totally possible. There you go, Cal. Yeah, it's already happening, basically. Isn't... Elon Musk is basically launching those satellites. We find out that the Soviets have created some kind of a launch that's split into 2 that's going to knock things out of the sky and, all that stuff. David, my wife has a burning question. Based on our recent Atlantis rewatch, she wants to know how it was to kiss Paul Carson when your body was occupied. I think it felt exactly the same way it would have felt if my body wasn't occupied. Thoroughly awkward in every way. I mean, Paul and I, very good friends. Not an unattractive man, I'd have to say. So we had to do. I should talk about this when I actually do that episode, whenever that comes up. But yeah, it was one of those ones where it's almost better not to know the person you have to do that with, because if you know it, we had like weeks leading up to it, knowing it was coming and joking about it, and then as it got closer and closer, it became more and more obvious how awkward it was going to be. And then eventually, when it came to shooting it, I think I even kissed him in the rehearsal just to really throw things off for him, and just to get it done, to get that sort of awkwardness out of the way. I think that was part of the reason for it. And plus, I don't think I've kissed a man before, so I thought I would. Well, have I? Can't remember now, actually. It's usually film related. Any of the exciting things I do in my life are generally film related. What do we got? Fillings can be done with silver fillings, amalgam, or composite resin. Ooh. You could do porcelain inlays. Those are lab made and cemented into place. Okay, so I feel like I had porcelain on some stuff. David, the other day I couldn't help think the Jewel State character looked a lot like Sarah Chalk in Scrubs. Was this mentioned on set? Do you think it was something the producers tried to do a sort of cameo? I don't think so, Offset. Look, I was a huge Scrubs fan. Jane and I watched all of Scrubs, adored Scrubs, loved Zach Braff, loved the film he went on to make. Did I kiss a guy in Film Almost Big Stupid, or did you just slap my butt? I can't remember. Amazing acting, apparently. Fantastic. Hi, David. I love your work. I have never seen you play a shit role, and that's a rarity these days. I don't know, Kelbo. I've had some pretty wretched roles. I, I sort of, in a strange way. I mean, I grew up on terrible science fiction monster films, so I've always quite enjoyed doing them, being a part of them. It's a bit of a sort of a childish interest in mine. So I do quite like bad films in a strange way. But I think it's like almost like a challenge for me to try to make them work. There are definitely some that didn't, and some acting that could not overcome any of these stuff. But oh man, don't torture me like this. The jokes I could do, Kelbo. Yes, Cal could totally jump in on this. Nope, definitely a big snog. Oh, there you go, Fumbles Big Stupid. I strangely didn't remember that. That was Joel Bissonette, lovely guy. Another very attractive man. I've been very lucky that way. My many crowns are covered in porcelain, although some in the back molars can be done in gold, and some people like gold in the front teeth. I think I should get gold front teeth. David, have you ever worked with Grantwin Davies? Yes, I have. I worked with Grantwin Davies back when he was doing Forever Night. It was on an episode of Forever Night, and I died on a rooftop being electrocuted, very very late in the in the morning. Actually, I think we shot all night, and the sun was beginning to come up, and I had to squirm and scream on some kind of an electrical panel. Bad sci-fi is wonderful. It's true, Celtic Pisky. It really is. I mean, there can be. I say that Jane's like, why do you watch bad? I've been watching a lot of horror movies of late, like creature features and stuff. And she's like, why do you watch bad stuff like that? And I was like, well, because you sort of hope for brilliance. You hope that there's just little moments of cool things or unique things or new ways of filming things and stuff. So I get kind of a kick out of that stuff. What have I watched recently? I've been on Shudder recently. So I watched a very depressing but beautifully made film, which is really not a horror. It's a horror only in the nature of what some of the stuff it deals with, I guess, because it deals with like sexual assault and stuff. But it was called Bluebird in My Heart, something like that. It was a film from, I think, Belgium. Actually, I think it was. I don't know if it was filmed in Belgium or if it was just a Belgium director and writer or whatever. But sort of French Belgium. It was kind of a beautiful film, but as I say, very grim. Very, very grim. And it was on Shudder, and I really enjoyed that. I've also loved, there's another film I'll recommend for you on Shudder called Tigers Are Not Afraid. And it is a very sort of Guillermo del Toro-esque, I guess because, well, no, it definitely is Guillermo del Toro-esque because it has sort of a magical realism to it. But it's a horror ghost story set in sort of the Mexican cartels and it's about a bunch of street orphans and a newly orphaned kid, and it's just, again, beautifully acted, beautifully done. Both of those films really sort of extraordinary. And like I said to Jane, like those are the little treasures I find that I go, oh, that was such a it's always sort of a pleasure to find those movies. What else have I seen? I saw a film called The Innkeepers. The Innkeepers was truly a horror film. Again, rough in places, but I really enjoyed it. Again, some really fun performances and some creepy stuff. So I've been watching enough stuff. I can't watch horror thrillers. It just messes with my ability to sleep. Yeah, strangely, it doesn't for me. I love trying to figure out the science behind the awful sci-fi. Yeah, that's true. Or find it so wonderful you don't want to. Grim sci-fi is good. Yes, some grim. I mean, sometimes I don't like it when it gets too sort of cheesy sci-fi. Like when it gets all like, when you start, the orchestra starts swelling and we take to the skies to battle our alien enemies. I find that a bit much. But I like the spectacle of science fiction. Although I'm finding more and more that that the films are having a hard time competing with the YouTube stuff. Like there's so many amazing visual effects being done online by either amateurs or people who are just trying stuff out who may be in the industry as well. But just like it's just I see some of the effects in films, and I guess because they're rushed, because they have deadlines, and they've got to meet all the requirements of their studio, whatever, who put them out. I find a lot of the big films have some really clunky effects compared to the lovingly crafted sort of CG creations that people have made online. Man, I don't know if I should sit down for these things. It's like an energy killer, but I'll tell you, it's so nice. It's so much more comfortable. If I want horror, I turn on the news. No kidding, Steve 68. Saw franchise. I gotta say, I did not like the Saw franchise. They are what I call torture porn. I feel that the horror films that just revel in people's misery and in torture, I see no appeal to that. I like ones where there's stuff to discover, things to or concepts to explore. I didn't like this film, but I watched it recently called I can't remember if it's called like the lake no the beach house or beach something like that. And again, it was sort of like a Deadly Mist, and it was very similar. In fact, it was like a low budget version of that Color of Space that I watched with Nicolas Cage the other day. Again, neither of them particularly good, but both of them kind of fun in their sort of approach to this stuff. Yeah, the torture. I mean, I look. I don't mind a bit of gore. I find that kind of fun, but and for some reason, Starship Troopers didn't bother me that much. Although I go back and I start watching stuff again, sometimes with the kid. Like we started watching The Crow the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love this film! You got to see this film; it'll be great." We sat down, we started watching it. He's like, he couldn't deal with it, and it's because there's such the sexuality, the sexualized violence he really struggles with. I mean, also you don't want to be watching like that kind of stuff with your dad, but at the same time, like we grew up with that kind of stuff. It became normal. There was this horrible link between sexuality and violence in horror films growing up. That's changed now, or it's being explored in a different way. Things like It Follows, that kind of stuff, where it's actually exploring that. But there's this horrible kind of almost. I mean, it's almost sort of like would it be like a Judeo-Christian religious quality where it's like, you break the rules and that's why you have been killed type thing. So, and Baz he does not, in every film in like the leading up to like the 90s to show people how bad people were, they had to rape and kill people. That's basically how it worked. So, and Baz is just not a fan of that stuff, which I completely understand. It was kind of disappointing though, because I loved The Crow. I think it was based on a comic book, wasn't it? Maybe I should see if he's got the comic book. Couldn't handle Hannibal. I loved the first season of Hannibal. I absolutely loved the first season, and then I felt it just went off on it just got too weird. I could basically watch the guy who plays Hannibal, whose name someone will remind me. I could watch him do anything. He's just brilliant. He did an amazing Western, actually. You should look up, someone's going to come up with it in a second. Boobs, Bums, and Butchered Kids was the horror I grew up with. Exactly, Kelbo. And I loved it. Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen. Oh my God. Man crush. I love that guy. I think he's absolutely brilliant. I liked The Conjuring. I did like The Conjuring. He was great in Hunted. Ooh, I haven't seen Hunted. Or have I seen Hunted? Is Hunted the Western? Fumbles Look Stupid? Let's have a look. Mads Mikkelsen. Mads. I can never spell his name right. He just makes me, he's just an extraordinary actor. Like, he's just such a striking presence in the films that he does. And so low key, and I just thought he did an amazing job with Hannibal. Let me see if I could see the one that he did that I was it The Hunt? Maybe it was The Hunt. It may have been The Hunt. Oh, nope. Interesting. I haven't seen that. Well, then I shall have to see that. I'll have to see The Hunt. I feel like I might have. Okay, so I have to see The Hunt. But there was another one that he did, which was It was a western. It was an odd little western. Let me see if I can find it. Shandina, Ransom of Open Hearts. No. Below. No. 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 I'm looking. I'm looking. I will find it. Nope. I don't think it was that one. The Door. No. No. Was it a late one? Was it one even after that? Was it The Salvation? It might have been The Salvation. Was that it? It was The Salvation. Yes. The Salvation. Again, I honestly don't remember the movie much as how cool he was in it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was a Western. It's funny, I've recently come back around to Westerns, but not the old ones. I've come around to the new ones. Because the new ones are exploring stuff that the old ones just couldn't explore at the time. Like, instead of it just being sort of cowboy and Indian movies, it's now, indigenous people and exploring that side of history that's just not been explored before. And Mdu, Logan's Run. I loved Logan's Run. Logan's Run was a really interesting one because recently it was pointed out by Bad Astronomer that this utopia, this paradise that was created for anyone under the age of 30, I think it was all white. And it was just so striking to me to think, oh my gosh, of course, like back in those days, for like a white kid like me, I wouldn't have thought anything of it. But I can only imagine what the impact of seeing a film like that if you were like a person of color at that time, like a kid of color. And it was just this amazing discussion that Bad Astronomer had about it, where it sort of got pointed out to me, and I was like, wow, what a, how, I guess, how insular and how we are able to just focus on our own worlds and our own existence. Again, Logan's Run was great fun, great film. But in hindsight, you look back and go like, wow. Hollywood in general was white. Hollywood was incredibly white.
Zoom meeting.
Oh, another Zoom meeting apparently. One of the things I found really interesting is I've read this book. So you want to talk about race, which was a great read. I highly recommend anyone who's interested in sort of diving into the whole Black Lives Matter thing. Certainly from my very white privileged perspective, I found it incredibly interesting and incredibly uncomfortable, but it was just a great source of information for me about the whole thing and how to sort of turn my perspectives on this stuff around and look at it from another perspective for a change. And then my sister Moira suggested that I read this book called Inconvenient Indian, and I'm really enjoying that too. It's fascinating. So he talks about Roy Rogers. So Roy Rogers was First Nations, or I'm not sure what you would say in America, how you refer to First Nations in America, Indigenous. Anyways, point being is he was, as this guy puts it in the book, he was Indian playing white. He played cowboys, so he was an Indian who played cowboys, and there's a certain irony there. And again, I'm using his words, I'm sort of quoting him. So I thought that was kind of interesting that he was such an incredibly popular, iconic, very, well, in a way, very white hero at the time. So it was just kind of it was sort of an interesting discovery, but that the curse of every other First Nations actor has been that they always play Native Americans in all of the films. It seems that it's very rare that you see Indigenous actors playing anything other than the Indigenous person in the show. And that is changing, but that up until very recently it was sort of an unusual thing. So I think anything that you can do to sort of open up your the angles, the perspectives that you see the world in is very useful. I mean, you don't have to agree with everything, but I do think it's important. And so yeah, I'm quite enjoying that. So it's called Inconvenient Indian. All right, what else we got? Any other suggestions in here? What do we got? Damnation Alley, nice. Damnation Alley. I feel like I know it, but I did see Damnation Alley. Wasn't the one where they're driving around that big post-apocalyptic vehicle type thing? Synthetic Jewel says Native Americans at this point, right? Okay. I think First Nations is a better term personally. I like First Nations. But it's not really my decision to make, is it? I think if they Maxwell, what we got? Maxwell's suggesting something. I don't think it will be a good show as the book spans a massive amount of time and hasn't got any main protagonist. What is this one? Which book? Which book are we talking? Okay, someone's going to have to. Oh, Logan's Run. Right. Yeah, Logan's Run seems like it. They did a series of it when I was a kid, and it was really fun. But Vala Red, hello, first time here. How's it going? Very good, thank you, Vala. Normally, Vala, I would be standing and be far more awake, but my wife has made me do extensive yoga today. No, it's not true. I actually asked her if we could do it because it's such a great workout, and that's instead of my burn and learns. So everybody, we should welcome our newest friend, Vala Red. Welcome, Vala Red. Thank you for coming by. George Papard, yes, indeed. Oh my God, Torvald Uris, raiding with a party of 10. Holy moly, raid! Ack, a raid! Wow. Welcome, raiders. Swoosh. Thank you, Sergeant 091. And welcome, raiders. What have you been up? What have you been up to? What have you fine raiders been up to before this raid? What trouble were you up to before? We're just discussing how much I love bad horror and science fiction movies, why I love bad horror and fiction movies, science fiction movies, and also just sort of how looking back on these old films and series and stuff is so different now and so wrong in some ways and yet so right in others. How's that? Playing EVE Online. Oh, I'm so jealous. I can't play. I think if EVE Online is the one I'm thinking of, I can't play. I get motion sickness. I'm like the worst nerd ever. Other space nerds in a game that also has Stargate. There's Stargates in. There's Stargates in EVE Online. Is that like a mod or is that like or is that just a part of the game, Fonzie? When I saw Debug the other day, it made me think it might be set in the Ridley Scott universe. Could have been the original of the AI in Blade Runner or Ash in Alien. That's very kind of you, Offset. I hate everything about that movie and everything that I did with it, so it's very hard for me to speak to it. That sound you hear is Cal whimpering as it increases. Yes, Raiders, make sure to say hi to Cal. Motion sickness. It's a spreadsheet game. Oh, is it? Oh, Wisik, so... Oh! It's a spreadsheet game. Oh, I thought... Well, which is the EVE one where you're flying around in a spaceship? And I was so excited to do it in VR and then got so sick. Oh yeah, the Hammer House movies were fantastic. Arclight, how are you, buddy? Spreadsheets in space? What? That sounds like paradise for me. All right, I'm looking it up right now. What's it called? Just EVE Online. All right, EVE Online. EVE Online with Stargates and spreadsheets. Come on. EVE Online. Okay, EVE Online. Play for free. The #1 space MMO. Oh, I've always got it. So I've got it mixed up with whatever that... What was the one that I was doing that made me so sick? Oh, and it's even available on the Mac for losers like me. And I say Mac only for the moment because very soon I shall be fully PC. Might be the game you are thinking of is Elite Dangerous. Oh, maybe it is Elite Dangerous. That's possible. People joke that EVE Online is spreadsheets in space and it's only half joking, says Fonsui. Look, you don't understand. That sounds like perfect for me. Yes, it was probably Elite Dangerous, Cal. Thank you. High five from James Gurney. What have we said? What's he said? What's he done? What's James done now? James Gurney, great minds, indeed. What do we got? Hello. Get the good doctor converted to Eve. Look at that. Right away, they come. You raiders, you come flocking in here. Next thing you know, I'm stuck on another game. That's all I need. Is it something that Baz could play? Would Baz enjoy this this game as well? Nerdy question. What is your soldering iron? Good question, Noise Monkey. What is my soldering iron? It's fabulous. I gotta say, it's actually a it's a station, like it's a soldering station. And what are you caught on? Why are you stuck? I'm not sure if I can get all the way over there. So it's an AOYUE 888A. It's a kind of a cheap soldering station, but it has a great desoldering air gun or whatever it's called, as well as a great soldering iron. I love it. Yeah, it's AOYUE, and it's the 888A, and I would absolutely recommend it. It's pretty cheap, but it's fantastic. Let me see if I can I look it up? Let's see if I can find it here. What did I say it was? I have a memory. I have absolutely no memory. It was 888A. There you go. Look at that. There it is. Okay, let's have a look here. Well, I don't really want to sell it to anybody. I just want to show them is there just a picture of it? Come on. Yes, buy it from wherever you want, but this is the that's the make. I don't want to be pitching. I don't know any of these companies, so I'm not going to say buy it from them. Right, here we go. We got slow-mo again, Cal. Am I that slow? Cal, yet you still game with Baz. LOL. Indeed. What is this? What do we got here? Nerdy question. That's not a nerdy question, Noisemaker. Monkey. That's the Noisemaker monkey. Noise monkey. I love that stuff. That's all that stuff. Hallie Drescher's out of here. Hallie, thank you for joining us. You and Baz could play together and own your own space station. Ooh, I think we should do that. Hey, Baz, are you on? He's probably not. I don't know why he would listen. Harklight, the motion sickness bracelets, I didn't notice any difference at all. I gotta say, they did not do it for me. Maybe it's just because of my firm disbelief in acupuncture. Maybe that's it. But I couldn't, it didn't make any difference to me. But thank you for sending them, by the way. Baz is a 10-second attention span kind of gamer. Eve wouldn't be for him. Trust me on that. Really? Okay, all right. He's more about the speed and agility. Whereas I'm kind of flattered that Cal didn't say the same thing about me. But come on, owning our own space station? You never know with Baz. You never know. The odd things get him excited about these things. My favorite episode was the one where your character became super intelligent and was writing books in like minutes, hours. Man, I never forgot that one. Always out of mana. I'm very glad. I liked every episode I was in, personally. David, motion sickness, yes. What do we got? That's it. Have you tried the Star Trek Online? As for old sci-fi shows, have you seen TV show Star Lost? I remember Star Lost. I remember Land of the Lost is another one I used to love. Obviously, all the Doctor Who's back then. Science Fiction Space 1999. There was the whole Logan's Run series. Then there was all those great British ones like the Tomorrow People. I love the Tomorrow People. What else was there? There's a bunch of stuff. Ooh, Quatermass. Used to watch all the Quatermass stuff. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff. So much good stuff. What else we got? David, you thought of a Stargate Atlantis metal band. Ooh, what would they be called? Be called the Wraiths, the Hand Suckers, something like that. Wraith and the Bad Bloods, something like that. Oh, The Prisoner. Oh my gosh, of course, The Prisoner. I used to love The Prisoner. Didn't understand what was going on, but I loved it. Got my dumplings from Jumbo Dragon. What? The Warlock Jason Carnes. Are you eating dumplings? Oh man, now I'm hungry. Baz seemed to like Grounded, so he might like Eve. He loves Grounded. Loves it. Although he's and I love this, he's completely into Minecraft again. Like, he's totally back into Minecraft. He's building this, like, epic castle thing right now. Him and his friends are on there all the time, David, there's an Alexa Stargate skill now. What is that? Is an Alexa Stargate skill? What, so dial the gate? Alexa, dial the gate.
You have several contacts named Gate. Can you please say the name exactly as it shows in your contact list?
No.
Canceling.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to see more Baz gaming streams. And I don't love you too, David. Okay, so Baz wants to do more streaming. That's my stomach growling. That's because I left Baz in charge of lunch and it's 2 o'clock. Just saying. So here's the deal. We've got a couple of days that Baz wants to stream. He was going to stream on Monday, but he just didn't feel like it. Like, he was just not really up to it. And I was like, I was of two minds. I was like, well, come on, you've got a channel. Chop to it. Let's go. Jump to it. Get going. Get streaming, kid. But also he's playing with his friends, so I don't really want to take that away either. So I sort of was like, I don't want to put too much pressure on him. But at the same time, I also, he really wants to be like a streamer, gamer when he grows up. So I just, I don't know the best way of pushing it, if I should be making him do it or not. So everyone wants to know how you enable it. You have to enable the skill first. I see. All right, I will look into enabling skills. Love Minecraft, doing an Atlantis setup. Ooh, cool, Jesse McKay. Awesome. Hobbits from Space. Good Lord, 126. Have the Raiders stayed? I just assumed the Raiders would come in and be bored out of their minds and move on. But, well, this is rather wonderful. Hobbit from Space. Someone already mentioned it, but Lex is awesome. It was recommended to me on Reddit, and I absolutely loved it and finished it in like 2 weeks. Lex, why does that ring a bell? Was that sort of that woman with the red hair and the not a lot of clothes on? It was sort of like sexy sci-fi, wasn't it? That kind of stuff. And it had a huge cult following. Yes, I remember this. Why do I feel like, I wonder if that was that shot here? No, it was Australia probably. No, I feel like it was shot, where was it? Sci-Fi Channel, Channel 5. I think it might have been shot in Canada. Was it shot in Canada? We have to go back and have a look. Lex, okay. I also loved Firefly, by the way, of course. Because no true sci-fi nerd could not. Sci-fi and Western. How do you, I don't know how you miss. Well, I know how you miss on that. I couldn't get into Westworld. I loved Westworld, the movie, but I couldn't get into the show. Don't know why. I keep reading that Brad Wright is working on something. Do you have any inside knowledge for us? Jerry, I wish I did. I got nothing. I'm the last to know. Nobody tells McKay nothing. Cal is granting Harklight position posting permission. Wow. Farscape? Okay. I have got to watch Farscape because it's one of those ones that keeps coming up and I have never watched it. The big insect spaceship. Exactly. Did they get that from Doctor Who? Remember The Green Death? I think it was the episode called The Green Death with John Pertwee, and it was a living spaceship, which at the time I was like, oh, mind blown! This is the most intelligent science fiction. Which it probably was. Westworld, the show has gone downhill. The main reason issue is they didn't know what they wanted to do, in my opinion. Yeah, it was like, everyone wants to do this, what I would call like grown-up science fiction, and I think part of science fiction is that it, holy mother of growling tummies, this is like ASMR, like only with your stomach. Let me see if I can get, can I do this? Would this work? Let's see if I get let's see if we get this. Ready? That'll be great. I think it has like a performance anxiety. Yeah, absolutely, Farron. Yeah, Farron Ho. They were Vala and I think the Stargate folks were big fans of Farscape, or big fans of the fans of Farscape. So yeah, that was definitely part of their casting, I think. Also, keep in mind that Vala was also in an amazing movie called Pitch Black back in the day when Vin Diesel was like a cool alien guy. What else we got? 14 messages deleted by a moderator already? Holy moly. Yeah, Pitch Black. I love Pitch Black. Pitch Black is one of those great films that should never have been remade. Just never. I got halfway through Farscape, haven't finished it. Oh, really? Shake and bake? We're not taken with it, or just got distracted? What have I watched? I've watched Giri Haji, which is fantastic. Not science fiction. It's sort of it's London, Tokyo, and yakuzas and crime and wonderful. What else? It has made sequels and prequels. Yeah, but Pitch Black, indie, like cool indie science fiction. I mean, Mad Max. Mad Max is a perfect example. Like that first film, again, rough around the edges, a bit odd. I've only seen it in with American, dubbed in American, if that makes sense. They've actually dubbed the voices into American because they felt that Australian would be too much for the poor American or North American sensibilities. So I've only ever watched Mad Max with that ridiculous dubbing. I would very much like to see it again. I'm tempted to watch it with Baz, but I know it's incredibly violent. And then one of my favorite films of all time back in the day was the second one, was Road Warrior, which I just, oh my God, I just wanted to be Mel Gibson. I'm now thanking myself thinking that I'm not Mel Gibson, but it's not that I wanted to be Mel Gibson. I wanted to be Max. I just thought Max was so cool. I got leather pants and leather boots and I was so into that. I got motorcycles. I so wanted to be that. Peacekeeper Wars was fantastic. Interesting. Okay, good to know. Just finished watching Devs. Everyone loves Devs. I've also Halt and Catch Fire I was really enjoying as well. Harklight wants to know what takeaway you should get. Good. Oh, is that my stomach? Wait a second. Here you go. Try to get in. Ready? Come on. No, nothing. Used to like Sliders. Sliders was fun. Oh, no. Come on. Quantum Leap. That was a great one. I loved Quantum Leap. James Gurney. Just ordered $100 of tea, living the gangster life. Farscape used to be my favorite sci-fi growing up. The opening always reminded me of Quantum Leap. Oh my God. So there you go. $100 of tea. Holy moly. Like, I'm guessing you're looking for British tea. Is that you're trying to get the British tea back? David, I will find you. I will draw things on your face in your sleep if you keep trying to ASMR. I'm not trying to ASMR, Cal. My tummy is trying to ASMR. Scott Bakula, that's true. Love it. Captain Archer, very true, very true, very true. Especially the Geeky Show. What do we got? She has a special set of skills, Ruby K. I don't know who that is. I mean, I know who Ruby K is, but I don't know who the special set of skills are. Bakula was brilliant in Quantum. It was like, well, my God. And what was his name? Dean, who's the other guy? The guy who played this sort of the Q-like character. Night Flyers on Netflix really impressed me. No, I haven't seen that. Very good. Dean Stockwell. Oh my God, what a pro. I love that guy. I was making a Taken joke. Aha! Taken. I think I watched one of them. I got sort of bored after that. Currently eating pizza, so that's my vote. Oh, pizza. I want pizza. I wonder if Baz will buy me pizza. Baz is in charge of lunch, so any moment now, I'm hoping he's going to come down with lunch. Getting the good Tailors of Harrogate stuff. It's been off Amazon since the start of the pandemic, and I'm down to my last box. Cal, I told you to ban him. So there you go. So Tailors of Harrogate. So the one I want to get my hands on Sainsbury Red, because we usually buy these giant bags of Sainsbury Red tea, and that is, I don't know if the tea's red, but the bag it comes in is red. And they have these giant bags of it. That's what I need. Fumbles McStupid just picked up some of the UK. Nice. Just cooked Chinese for the family. Oh, fantastic. Who would win in a battle? Tyr from Andromeda. Andromeda, that's another show I've never seen. Or Teal'c from Stargate SG-1. I'm going with Teal'c just because, you know. I'm really enjoying finally watching the whole 2012, 2017 animated The Mutant Ninja Turtle series. Woohoo! Oh, yeah. What? $125 on spices and teas? What? Oh my God! No, I can't. I can't do the grays. I can't, Earl Grey, Lady Greys. They're too sort of. I don't know. They're too sort of like perfumey for me. John Delancey, love John Delancey, very good. I worked with John Delancey on a film. I can't remember what it was called now. It was Darklight. I think it might have been Darklight. Was that John Delancey? One of the ones I did out in Bulgaria was with him, and I was so terrified of him and impressed at the same time. Also, Pastor Warwickshire. Hey, you said hi to Warwickshire for me. Fantastic. Any good bunkers in Warwickshire? We got in this great chat with the Tech Bandits on Friday about bunkers, because one of the kids is rather obsessed with the idea of a bunker in her backyard. I've always been obsessed with bunkers. Like, I've always wanted like secret rooms and all that kind of stuff. And in fact, I gotta get off my ass and do that. I've also got to get off my ass and open this. You know what? Do you want to do a little unboxing? How much time do I have? David, can you confirm something for me? Did Atlantis shoot at a different time of year to most TV shows? I don't think there's a standard time for TV shows. But no, I think we were pretty... No, you know what? We may have been a little bit off up in Canada, but I don't think so, Gravity Gunner. I don't think we were any different than most of the other ones. It was definitely, when Atlantis started, they were beginning to things were beginning to move around a bit on the networks. Babylon 5. Yeah, there's a bunch of, I've got to watch a lot of stuff. Okay, you know what we should also say while we're here, James, is that, the fabulous and talented, let's see if I've got this, is it the T Runners? The T Runners? Is that the one? Was that it? Which is the one that Jules running with her partner. Let's have a look. Jules State T. I'm gonna look up that. It is called T Runners, is that right? Jules State. Remember those T's I was raving about? Here you go. Here we go. I'm gonna find the link for you here, because I'm allowed to put links in. There you go, trunners.com. I'm going to put a link in there, copy link address. Tell her I sent you. Well, you don't have to tell her I sent, but I like to support my friends when I can. Oops, was that it? That's not right. What have I got? Jewel State. I don't want to do that. I want to go, okay, if I do this, there we go. This is Jules Tea Company. It's maybe Jules' husband's tea company, but the two of them seem to be working on it together. And like I say, it's just nice to support friends when you can. So, and the idea is that you can get sort of new teas every month and try different new things. Soliloquio, Harklight, yes. I've just been. It's just Tech Bandits. So Tech Bandits, and then the industry sort of started up again here. And I say that with a strangely heavy heart, because I was quite enjoying lockdown. Not enjoying lockdown. That's the wrong way of putting it. I was quite enjoying the way that I had sort of allowed Tech Bandits and streaming to sort of become my focus. And I don't want to lose that. I, however, have to earn a living. There's a real irony to me that I get paid much more to pretend to be other people and have fun on set than I get paid to inspire the next generation of brilliant minds. I mean, like the fact that I'm, I feel like what I'm doing with Tech Bandits is important, and what I do in film and television is fun and can be helpful to people as well. But for the most part, I think is a luxury to me. And I feel like so many things throughout COVID has sort of thrown me off balance. I've sort of gone like, wait a second, what's important? What's not important? And the Tech Bandits have become incredibly important to me. So I've been spending a lot of time on that. But I've now, I'm about to go back to work, which I'm nervous about, I gotta say. I've got the Guillermo del Toro movie. I got a few days on that I've got to do. And then I've just accepted sort of, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but it's like a 6-part mini series thing where I get to do some fun stuff. So I have to earn a living too. So Time Bandits, one of the all-time best movies. It's been a pleasure to have your time. Welcome, Noise Monkey. You're welcome. Absolutely. Buck Rogers, which one? The old one or the new one? Which Buck Rogers are you talking about? Torchwood. Oh my God, Torchwood. I was building the site. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, you're doing more work on it? I mean, how did it go with the... Yeah, Harklight, how did it... Oh, we should talk probably in the real world. But, yeah, Harklight was working on the site for me and for the actors. Yeah, and I've got to figure out a schedule for it because I'm just not sure how to do that. I will be, as I say, I'm back in the acting world, so I will be able to sort of talk to other actors about this stuff as well, which I think will be helpful. And I've spoken to a couple of the funding bodies around here for looking for a way to see if there's a way of actually having a little bit of money to pay people like Harklight to do their work. Shutterfoot. I don't look. It may interfere with a few streams here and there, but I am absolutely adamant that I want to keep doing this because I think it's important. Important for me, frankly. Yes, forget you guys. No, I feel like this is more fun. This is honestly, if I could make a living doing this, I would do it in a second. I think this is fantastic. And the idea of getting a little bit of education stuff in here and also being able to just like pick your brains, the many brains that are out here, even Cal's, would just be great. Sponsor D-Stat's like, sponsorships, huh? I wonder who's out there. Good point, D-Stat. I haven't mentioned that D-Stat is our sponsorship level Patreon sponsor. I'm very, very thankful for that. Thank you, D-Stat. D-Stat, please feel free to put a link in if you'd like, of any sort. And all of our patrons, yes, thank you to all the patrons who've helped sort of allow me to continue my Tech Bandits and hopefully grow them. I'm looking into I'm trying to find a company to deal with my garage right now. I need it to be winterized and I need it to be... I need the roof to stop leaking. I need the guttering to work. I need the side that my neighbor was graciously allowed us to access now. There was like a war between my neighbor and the woman who used to live here. Apparently she was a little difficult. So they never completed the outside of the garage on our side. And of course, one day, a squirrel came through one of the walls, and I realized there was no exterior wall. So I really need to figure out to get a company to come in, and I want them to sort of shore the whole thing up, make sure that it's level so there's water not coming in, it's going out, and then maybe do a little bit of. I might even be able to do some insulation stuff in there so that we can host a couple of socially distanced Tech Bandits out there. I've got 2 of my Tech Bandits are building PCs, so I want to use the PC that I have, which is sitting back there, allow them to pull it apart, put it back together again, get it up and running, so they can try out the process of making and building PCs without damaging expensive components that they've saved up their hard-earned money for. So, or their parents have, depending on how it goes. Corporal Canada raises banhammer. What's happened now? David Tennant was the best. David Tennant was fantastic. Although I gotta say, because of my old school love of Doctor Who, because I was so for me completely bound to the Tom Baker era, the John Pertwee, Tom Baker era of Doctor Who. I was a big Matt Smith fan because I just felt that he had that same quirky, odd, wonderful quality to him. I love Capaldi, but I just feel like Capaldi was like returning to the original Doctor Who. Like it was going back. It was going to Hartnell, one of the two. It was doing an AMA on Reddit. Oh, fantastic! About what? What is the Tennant AMA about? I'd be curious to know. Peter Davison was your first Doctor. There you go, Lady Shelley, making me much, 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 much older than you. All the Doctors are great in their own way. Well, very diplomatically put, Monica Lake, except that Tom Baker and John Pertwee are the best. And Harklight has given us 4. Thank you very much, Harklight. What are you doing giving us bits? Kelbo's got to go. First time here. Kelbo, thank you so much for joining us, 1971. I shall stay as human as I can, and thanks for coming by, and thanks to all the raiders. It's really amazing. Dr. Picardo, Robert Picardo, yes, Robert Picardo is fantastic at everything. Hartnell, that's what I mean. Thank you. It's a full-time job. Hartnell. Polynomial. Tom Baker, First Doctor, but I do like Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant. Yes, but not Matt Smith. But only 2 years older? Oh, Lady Shelley, surely not. Baden Hastelin, hey, I didn't know you streamed. Hey, well, Valor just told you. Look at that, Valor already spreading the news. Yes, I stream. Usually it's like Bratlet and I gaming, but I've now started doing these like Tuesday chats to make sure that I get a chance to actually talk to people. Caught the very end of John Pertwee, but Tom Baker is my doctor. Yeah, Fumbles with Stupid, I was much the same. So Pertwee sort of just led up to Tom Baker, but I was pretty hooked. Pretty hooked. Matt Smith all the way. It's a full-time job. Very good. Apparently, I am awesome. Thank you very much. So Baden Hastelin, you're gonna fit in beautifully here with comments like that. Cal, just be careful. Cal may ban you for that kind of stuff. For being flattering to me, for flattering my major ego, for inflating my head more than it is. I am an anime fan. I am Manga99 UK. I'm taking it you are as well. Well, manga fan, anyways. Baz, yes. I guess Baz started with Naruto, or I always say it wrong and I get told off by him. But he's got me into Death Note. He's got me into Hero. Hunter X Hunter, and then some much more grim stuff. What has there been? There's not Parasite, Tokyo Ghoul, a bunch of stuff. Yeah, there's some great stuff, great stuff. What happened to free speech? Says Corporal Canada. You have to ask Cal. I don't know. It depends what you say. Death Note's incredible. There's no free speech with Cal. Cal carries the ban hammer. So if Cal doesn't like it, then Cal will lower that hammer. One Punch Man. Oh yeah, One Punch Man is fantastic. Smith was wonderfully eccentric. Back to the older ones. Yeah, it did sort of like harken back to the older ones, or Harknell back to the older ones. Doctor Who joke. Never forget when Pertwee had to fight a demon they dug up in a churchyard. Doctor Who and the Daemons, I think it was, wasn't it? I think it was one of the first Doctor Who books that I bought. The very first Doctor Who book I bought, actually I was bought for my birthday, was Doctor Who and the Horror of Fang Rock. Then I was hooked. I was on the hunt for Doctor Who books all over the place. One day I shall get the full collection of Doctor Who books. I don't know how I'll do that, but that's one of those things I've always wanted to do. Sailor Moon. Well, why not Sailor Moon? I had a friend who used to play Sailor Moon. I wonder if she still does play Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon, voiced by, let's have a look here, see if it was her. This may have been back a ways now I think about it. Terry Hawks, yes. So Terry Hawks was a friend of mine. In fact, I stayed with her when I was first in LA. She was very, very supportive and absolutely lovely. Amazing woman. And I think she went off to do some writing and stuff. But yeah, so she voiced Sailor Moon back in the days. I don't know if she still does, but yeah, amazing. The Weeping Angels. That's the weirdest thing about that, though. The Weeping Angels, the Blink episode, was like the episode with the least Doctor Who in it, and yet it was, to me, one of my favorite episodes. Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul is spectacular, I gotta say. Black Butler, yes. We've been watching some of that. Steve 68 is being asked not to be banned for some reason. That chap there, 6 rounds rapid. Oh dear. Cube, very good. Yeah, Cube was kind of great. Yes, I have heard of Bleach. So I started watching the movie of Bleach, didn't like it. So I thought I'd go back and try to watch I didn't say I didn't like it. I didn't understand it. Thought I might go back and watch the anime of that. Oh, I know another one. Attack on Titan, another one that Baz loves. Full Metal Alchemist. Yes, we've watched some of that. Donna, yes. Pretty good. What is it? Uchu Kyodai is pretty good manga. It's so funny. Oh, perfect. Heartlight. 1 second. Want to test something. What's that? What are you testing? Cal, you're testing something? What? Um, okay. Cal's testing something. Got it. My sister-in-law is a prop maker and made one of the Weeping Angels. Oh my gosh. Keep those. They're going to be worth a fortune someday, right? Make sure you check out Steins Gate. Okay, I'll check that out, I guess. Oh, right, someone else. You'd mentioned that before. Is that right, Toasted Fart? I'd love saying that. Synthetic Jules says, what? Have you played Half Dead yet? I have not. It's like Cube, the game. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Bleach is my all-time favorite anime. I recommend skipping the filler episodes, though. Okay, all right. I don't know what the filler. So that is a. So we should be watching that as a series then. Bleach, is that right? Okay, very good. Okay. Doctor Who books. Doctor Who fairy tale slipcase. What's the entire bookcase? Is it the entire? Ha! The Time Lord fairy tale slipcase covers. Wow. That's kind of cool. Does it have all of the Doctor Who books? No. No way. Does it really? No, it can't. It's got Doctor Who. Which one is it? Which Doctor Who books are? What are they? Are these the original ones? Huh. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. So they're Doctor Who themed fairy tales. Is that it? Huh. These were old Harklight. They were these old, just white. I think they were Target books or something. What have you done, Cal? What have you done? What's it done? What has Cal got up to? What evil has Cal done? You can see Time Slip on YouTube too. Okay, interesting. I have a Doctor Who book about dodo birds. It was awful. Yes. That's right, Lady Shelley. It was the BBC Target novels. I freaking loved them. I loved the covers. I loved the books. They were cheap-ass books, but my God, I had 150-something of them. Sapphire and Steel. I'll have to see that. Okay. I like her own show, The Catherine Teacher. She would be one of my best companions. Oh, really? Interesting. So you liked her as a companion, but didn't like her as an actress that much. Interesting. I should say, I'm supposed to start doing this thing for... I have to start doing this thing for... Oh, thank you, Synthetic Jules. That's very kind of you. I have to start doing this Q&A for CineQuest, for this Who You Know movie, at 3 o'clock. So I will take a little break, like a little 15-minute break before I do that. So I should probably wrap up. Not probably. I must wrap up at 1:45, run around the house, find out that everything, make sure everything's in order. Try to find out where my son has gone for my lunch and why at 2:30 I still haven't got it. What is the point of having children if they're not going to bring you lunch or food? All right, gotta head out. Hodgepodge, BBP. Gotta get back to doing my day job. Mortgages have been mad lately. In a good way or bad way? First time here today, quite enjoyable. Look forward to coming back soon. Oh, thank you very much. Well, Hodgepodge, thank you. Pleasure to have you, and I hope to see you again. Rodney, says Micro Twist. Mentally unstable like a fox. I love that line. Stargate Atlantis is my favorite show of all time. You are such a great actor. You and the show means a lot to me. Thank you very much, Micro Twist. Cal, you are not allowed to ban Micro Twist for saying nice things about me. Welcome, Micro Twist. I'm glad you found us. Busy as heck. Wow. So I guess people are buying houses around, huh? Jaded Tech, do work around the house. Very good. Okay. Wolfsbane, thank you. See you soon. Another sci-fi Sequest. Oh wow, Sequest, of course. I always loved underwater stuff. Underwater stuff was pretty creepy. Is that the entire collection? No. Yes. Okay, so those are the Target books. Yeah, I loved the Target books. Can you buy like the whole? I would buy the entire collection, like just so I could have the old style books again. Yeah, I would seriously consider buying the entire collection because I just freaking loved it. And they were all these Target style. The style of the books were all the same. They all had the same look. Oh, they've started doing them again. Oh, that's great. Oh, I wish they did that kind of thing for for Stargate, just because I'd like to. I'd like to be on one of the covers. I know they do I know they've released other ones, but the idea of like novelizing or like novelizations of things, which they used to do all the time back in the 80s. Moer Bach says, if allowed, a single question. You're right, allowed all the questions you want. Do you have one single episode that stands out from the rest from SGA? Not sure if you're tired of answering SGA questions. No, I never tire. Never tire. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you my answer for this because I truly have a hard time saying which were my favorite episodes because they all have different. Like some of them are great for acting, like as an actor being able to do. Some are amazing. And they're like Duet and Grace Under Pressure, the Shrine, all like great, like meaty acting role type stuff. And then there's other ones that are just fun from an adventure standpoint. We just watched The Storm in the Eye, like rain and stormy stuff and winds blowing and just cool stuff like that. Spacesuits, like stunts, guns and explosions, and like sometimes like just the nerd in me loves all that stuff, like the geeky sci-fi person. Other times it's just like people like guest stars, like some of the guest stars like were just fantastic. Any episode with Mitch Pileggi was always a pleasure. And then there are other ones that just like, I just have warm fuzzy feelings about because of what was going on in my life or so I honestly, the entire Stargate Atlantis was like one big favorite episode to me. And I also feel like I fluked into like the best role in the thing, I see. So Cal, is this to stop multiple posts? Is that what you're trying to do? Aha! I also have to get back to getting the big finished stuff for Doctor Who, Jaded Tech. Yes, I think somebody asked me about that at some point, and I didn't want to do one because, I don't feel like I have the skills to do an audiobook. Like I feel like I don't have all the voice. Like I would not want to do all the voices because I feel that takes people out of the book. I would just want to read it, if that makes sense. And while I enjoy doing silly voices and all the rest of it, I just feel like for me, when I'm listening to an audiobook, I just want to hear somebody reading me the words so that I can imagine it, as opposed to imagining it for me. Does that make sense? Pac-Mom, David, I know 2 of Joe's kids appeared in SGA. Did Baz ever appear in the show? No, he did not. He never appeared. Although, who did appear was my father-in-law, Don, which I'm very, very happy that he was there because frankly we miss him. When you were stuck in the underground room with Jewel and Amanda, that was a good one. It was a good one. That was fun. That was really fun. Like 2 of my favorite people in a box. I think at that point we'd come up with like some kind of Stargate the musical that we were joking about we would then perform once we were out of work for long periods of time after Stargate. The irony being, of course, now that I actually almost seriously think about it. Okay. All right, Mr. David Hewlett, just want to say I really enjoyed Dog's Breakfast and Nothing. Oh, fantastic. Absence of things. We can't be dead. We've got cable. El Cheapo, thank you. That's great. Yes, they were. Well, look, Dog's Breakfast was absolute joy for me. Nothing was kind of a blur. It was such a strange and peculiar process. But I love how that film has sort of stuck around in a weird and wonderful way. Your English accent isn't too bad. Still waiting to hear your Welsh accent. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. I tend to go Irish. I've just gone Irish doing that. That's how I like audiobooks, except for the Doctor Who audio adventures because they are a completely different beast. I prefer just, I don't like a narrator and voices. I like it when it's just somebody reading me the book. That's how I prefer. Cal, dropping the hammer. Harklight, if I miss stuff, I'm gonna miss stuff. I do miss stuff. So I will do my best, but I will do my best not to. But I see what happened. All right, I got you. All right. I go Irish when I'm trying to do a Scots accent. I go Irish whenever, basically. Welsh has this wonderful sort of softness to it that I can never get. I'm not really like I'm not big on voices or accents. I just feel like it just gets in the way. David, your ring is gone again. Did Huzzah eat it? No, Pac Mom. It's this freaking washing my hands all the time. My like it stays damp under the ring, and it's messing with my hand. So I've got my ring. I always have my ring. I've always got my Jane, but I got my ring around my neck. But crazy creepy having you notice, Pac Mom. Warlock Jason Carn says, you know what I don't like to see in TVs, shows, and movie-os? He, she is Canadian. What? You know what I don't like to see in TV shows and movies? Oh, he, she is Canadian, LOL. What? I don't understand that. Channel your Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, I'd have to do that. Yeah, it's not so, I don't get a rash. It just gets really dry. Stargate like to kill doctors. It really did. It's the precious. I'm going to keep it away from volcanoes. Very good. I love your name, Toasted Fart, says Harklight. Bert Mino likes, hey man, hope all is well. It is. All is very well in the world. For me, I'm afraid I feel sort of guilty saying that, but yes, things are good. I was saying to Jane how it basically took me a long time to say yes to this job that came up because I've enjoyed being around for Baz. I've enjoyed having an open schedule to do this stuff when I feel like it. And I've sort of really enjoyed my Tech Bandit stuff and would like to pursue that. And I don't want that to fall by the wayside and Soliloquio for that matter. I don't want it all falling by the wayside because life has started up again. We were saying how lucky I am that the moment it opens up, I get offered jobs. Like just to be in that position is just, it's just like a dream. So I have to be careful about that. I have to be careful about not becoming too sort of jaded and lose sight of the fact that I am incredibly freaking lucky. Bert Mino likes. Thank you very much. I love what I do too. I think that probably helps quite a bit. Man, if I made a wish for the world, I'd say if everyone could be doing what they love, I think it'd be a fantastic world. I love doing accents. If I'm driving by myself, I will have hour-long conversations in different accents. They are terrible, but I make myself laugh. Oh, James, that was your outside tweeting, right? That was your outside texting. James. James. How was your experience doing 48 hours? Oh my God, it was amazing. To be honest, I don't think I knew what I was getting into, Jerry. I just, I started doing research. I'd known about the show. I think I'd met Amanda before years ago in Toronto, but I didn't. I'd sort of heard of the show. I knew about the show. I didn't realize how freaking huge it was. And I had no idea I was going to be involved in it as much and as long as I was, and how sort of lucky I was to get that first role. There was a watch party for 48 hours. Oh, really? Oh, wait a sec. No, I did that. Right. Sorry, Lady Shelley is telling Jerry that I was like, there was another one? No, that's us. Yes, there was a watch. There was a watch party, and so there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff on that. It's on the YouTube channel. Yes, indeed. Where is that pizza of mine? Synthetic Jules has got a good point. Where is my son and the food? I threatened maybe Subway sandwiches. Thought that would be a good idea. Go home, David. You're drunk, says Ruby K. Yeah, no kidding. Stargate reboot. Wouldn't that be nice? Do you have any sci-fi projects in the future? It's not sci-fi, but it's sort of magical realism. I'm doing this Guillermo del Toro movie, which is kind of fun. I know Nicole DeBoer, my little friend Nikki from Cube days and from Toronto days, just absolutely charming, beautiful, talented actress, or actor, I should say. And she shows up on Stargate Atlantis. We got no episodes together. Like, no episodes, no scenes together. I was so pissed off. Dave, greetings to you too. He's probably eaten it all by now. Yeah, probably. Or not even ordered it, or not even got off his computer. If I go upstairs and he's on his computer, it'd be the back of my hand. Apparently I'm the best, says X-Ray, and I'm not going to argue with X-Ray on that, because X-Ray, obviously, very good vision. You better get going so you can eat. Otherwise, your Q&A will be interrupted by tummy grumblings, which I will immediately grab the mic, put towards my stomach, and listen to. David, I like your chair in dark matter. Like my chair in dark matter. Was it a cool chair? I don't remember that. I like sitting today, I gotta say. Back on my hand. What do we got? Wow. So Nicole is magical. She's small and tough, and it's awesome seeing a woman that's strong and short. She is, she's amazing. She's amazing in Cube. I worked with her on a show called, what's it called? It was with, what was this? What was it called? Nope, can't remember. So long ago. Look it up. We worked together, and I was supposed to we were sort of like, it was like a nerd romance thing, and my God, she was just absolutely gorgeous, and just funny, and just so, amazing woman. James Gurney, get out of here. Go do some work, indeed. Thank you for coming by, James. You wanted to watch the Stargate animated stuff for background and things. I sent them to Baz over Discord a while back. Message me if you can't find them. I'll send them again. Thank you, Spinnerbreaker. That's fantastic. I meant to say turned, not ruined. Mike Hype, Lawasoft. Malve says hello to Pac Mom. It's lovely seeing everybody chatting amongst themselves. I've got about 5 minutes before I better wrap this up. And then I'm going to, and I don't know where this thing is. Let me see is there a link that I can share? Let me find out. Wait a second. Is there a link I can share? I've got my Nerdfest link. Where do I got? I'm looking. Cinequest. Damn. So our lead actor just had to bail. Actors. I'm looking for a link for the Cinequest stuff. Does anyone know? Is there a link? Has anyone seen a link or anything for a Q&A for Cinequest? Wow. So yoga is also causing some interesting back spasms. Q&A. Who you know movie Cinequest. How about that? I can't believe I'm having to look up my own. I'm having to look up my own Cinequest stuff. 15 films you shouldn't miss. It sounds like we might be one of them. Could it be? That'd be cool. That'd be very cool. Are we one of the films not to miss? Let's just have a look here. Here are 15 films to see at the fully loaded film fest. What do we got? We got. I wonder if we're down there at the bottom at the W's. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff here. Oh, that's really neat. Okay. Oh, they got some cool looking stuff here. Okay, so I guess we're not in the. Or maybe we're not. I guess we're not in the films you've got to watch, but I'll tell you, it's a film you should watch. That's the joys of live, is that I get to scroll through, eagerly looking for my film in the suggested list. You're not there. But anyways, the point being is, it is at the Cinequest. It's the San Jose Cinequest film. And there's a Q&A about it, and I cannot find the link. I'll tell you what I'll do. As soon as I get on the Zoom chat, I will ask them for the link, and we'll go from there. And I should wrap up, because I've got to pee as well, which is just not a good mix. I'm hungry, I've got to pee, I got a Q&A to do, and then, oh my gosh, thank you, Barnacles! Barnacles, if you're not following him, please do. So Barnacles, my nerd brother from another mother, has put me in touch with Haddington Robotics. And Haddington Robotics are very kindly having a chat with me today. And they're going to sort of give me a little rundown of what they're up to and what they're doing. Not Haddington Robotics, it's Haddington Dynamics. I apologize. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to paste them here so you can see what they're up to. They are freaking amazing. And then, of course, there's Barnacles as well, who I should also link to. Let's get some Barnacles in here as well, because what is life without a Barnacles? Let me just see here. What's the best way to do this? YouTube? What's better? Twitch? Probably Twitch for him, I'm thinking, at this point. So let's get that in here. This is David is so slow. It's so true. I really am slow. Thank you so much, Cal, for backing me up like that. All right. So, what's going on? Now what's going on, Pac Bomb? What have I missed? And what have I missed about Pac Bomb? Hello, David, says Susie Foreman. Hello, back. So I've got Barnacles in there as well. Did I get that in there? I did. Yes, very good. So Barnacles, Haddington Dynamics, Robotics, amazing open source arm that Barnacles has put me in touch with the lads who do that. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Manga99's been enjoying it. They're very good. Thank you for the recommends, Manga, by the way. I will look up Bleach now. Thanks, Legend. Oh, that's me. It's a full-time job. Mods, enjoyed, as usual. Yes, huge thanks to the mods. Even Cal. And again, sponsorship level Patreon, DStat. Thank you very, very much for helping the Tech Bandits be the Tech Bandits because of that. All of our Patreon sponsors, all of the subscribers here, which I think I mentioned, I forgot to mention before. Thank you so much. Your subscriptions go towards Tech Bandits, and it also goes towards Baz's pocket money. This is how Baz earns his living, and how I help support Tech Bandits. So thank you very much for subscriptions on this as well. And then obviously, PayPal donations, all that kind of stuff. It's just, I can't believe how kind everybody is to let me do this stuff. And hopefully I'll get out in the world. I'll do some acting. I'll have some acting stories for you. I mean, the reality is I'll run out of things to talk about soon. So I'll need to do that. Oh my gosh, thank you very much. A hype train at the end? Thank you. And thank you, Harklight, again. And Shutterfoots. And Monica Lakes. And everybody. And Dyke Graffens. And my gosh, what are you doing? Thank you. I don't want love, only order. Order, I say. You can't handle the love, Cal. Manga99, thank you. Gorshnas for your subscriptions. Oh my gosh, how will I go if everyone keeps doing this? Seriously, thank you very, very much. I'm going to go eat something. You always amaze me. Thank you. I always leave here feeling so thoroughly sort of inspired and invigorated and hungry. But that's not the point. Harklight, Frostbite, everybody. You're doing it again. You're dragging me in. All right, I'm out of here. All right, where's my little wrap up here? Okay, so look, I will say to everybody, thank you very much. And until we geek again, I will say the name of my dog. Huzzah! I'll see you in the Q&A for Cinequest Q&A for the film called Who You Know. It's a San Jose Film Festival. I'm going to be starting that at 3:00. So come check that out if you could. That'd be great. If not, I'll see you tomorrow for Tech Bandits Gaming Edition. And now I'll try to end this again until we geek again. Huzzah!